of real understanding and control over me, or you have my ear because I respect you. Leave me the fuck alone and let me do what I want to on YouTube. Because y'all niggas don't even go to bitches who up there twerking on their live and tell them don't do this. You know how this making you look. So don't worry about how this making me look. Don't worry about how this making me look. I know how it's making me look, and I'm okay with it. That's why I'm doing it.
No problem. The thing is, I'm just speaking.
No, I just told you I don't want. I heard everything you said, and then I just told you what I'm going to do. Now, last I checked, as a man, you said what you felt, and I told you I'm still going to do it. We don't know each other. What should you do right now? This should be the part of the conversation where we do what? Part ways. If you were a man, remember you were just offering your unsolicited advice. I heard it. I let you talk, and I told you I'm still going to do what the fuck I want to do. If you were this man you claim we all should be, what would you do now?
I mean, I'm just giving my opinion on it.
I heard it. Listen to him. He had the floor. I didn't cut him off. He got to say everything he wanted, including diss me as long as he did. Afterwards, I told him I'm still going to do it. I then told him at that point, if you were a man, you'd walk away because I don't know you. And this is YouTube.
That's right.
He still won't. He still won't. Listen at me. He still won't. But he want to talk about what men do. He won't leave. How can you tell a grown man to go away and he won't? So that's why you can't tell me not to make these videos I'm making, because at least I'm getting paid off the videos I'm making. You're literally getting berated by me right now, and you refuse to leave.
Just one last thing.
You refuse to leave. Not one last thing. That's hold on. Last time I checked, who tried to get the last words? Bitches, hoes. Men don't sit there and try to get the last word. Am I wrong about that? Bitches and hoes always want to get the last word. I told you to leave. This is my house. You doing just like a bitch. If I'm in my house and I tell a motherfucker to get out, they leave. Only a bitch sits there and keep trying to get the last word before they leave your house. You know I'm telling the truth. Look at that. He can't help himself. Y'all heard him. He started yelling. He started yelling. This is how we do it. Sha-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la. Elite Class, what up, bro?
What's going on, man?
I can't call it. You heard? You see how I did that?
It was breaking up.
Listen,
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just can't believe I exposed that man like that. That's what I'm telling y'all. That's why bitch niggas like Kwame and Kevin can't do shit like that. Now they better do a damn tag team match with your big ass, with your big punk ass. What you better do is try to find all my baby's mamas and have a conversation, bitch nigga, because you can't do what I do.
Man, you know what? It used to be real consequences, man, for this kind of shit. You can always tell the men that grew up without men in their life because they do fuck shit without expecting consequences. Before the internet, we didn't have this shit, so when you did something stupid, you had to see that man. Now it's you get online and talk shit, and I had a mentor where we didn't see eye to eye on black issues, man, and I part ways with him. I didn't want to disrespect the man. I didn't want to deal with him anymore, so what I decided to do was leave him alone. I went silent. And to me, that's a better way to handle things with grown men, not sneak dissing and all this other crap, man. I just think it's crazy.
Think about it. Why do they think I'm not supposed to say something back to Kwame Brown when literally he's probably said more about me on his videos than I've said about him on mine?
It's because of what you said before. You said men that haven't built anything don't understand, man. These guys haven't built shit. They work for somebody else. They haven't built a thing, so they don't understand how it is to build something, and then you help somebody get to a certain place and they shit on you. People don't understand that shit, and that's why I would never do anything like that, because even the mentor that helped me doing what I'm doing, I'm not gonna shit on you. We have different views, so I chose to move on. I ain't gonna start talking shit and saying stuff about you. To me, I think it's better when men just part ways.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. Just go. But
It is.
like somebody pointed out, there's a whole article where they were talking about Kwame Brown blamed Breonna Taylor for her own death, but now he's supposed to be Mr. I love black women and support Black Lives Matter. How's that work? This nigga changes like the wind. He was trying to say, and what y'all don't understand, every video I made, this nigga tried to make a video saying the same thing behind it, but it wasn't catching on. I'm a conservative and a Trump supporter. This nigga's a conservative and a Trump supporter. Everything I did, this nigga tried to do it and tried to catch on because he needed a fucking job. Let's call it what it is. This nigga needed a job. He needed income. And the only thing he know how to be is a tall, small hand faggot that can't catch the ball and keep getting traded because ain't nobody throw him the ball. When you beg a nigga not to throw you the ball, you ain't shit, bitch.
Man,
You ain't shit when you beg a nigga in a basketball game to not throw you the ball. Get over that, bitch.
Nigga, you had me weak when you said that shit. I'm trying to deliver fuel and shit. When you said it, because I didn't know Kobe. I didn't know Kobe said that shit, man.
I'm putting it as soon as I go offline.
Said that shit.
As soon as I get off air, I'm putting that video up by itself. Kobe and the whole class laughing at your bitch ass. Go fight that class full of high schoolers, nigga, for laughing at your puss ass.
Nigga, look, he didn't do his research, man. One nigga you don't want to come after on YouTube is you. Because it's going to go bad. And I seen the shit going left. I'm saying, man, this ain't going to be good. This ain't going to be good. And, because, once nigga get you going, nigga, you don't stop. And, nigga, you'll never see me in another nigga comment section talking about you. Cause I know you've helped me in a lot of areas, man. And I just don't see how you get help from a man, and this man helped you get to a certain place, and he shit on him. Like that, back 20 years ago, man, there would be real consequences for that.
Yeah.
You
But I'm just gonna play the game the way you want to play it. He brought it to the internet and wanted to make jokes. You fuck with the wrong nigga. Nigga, I make jokes for a living. Nigga, you was talking about how much you was a fan. Didn't you tell me I'm one of the funniest niggas you've ever seen, bitch nigga? I've never told you was one of the funniest niggas I've ever seen, have I? You big goofy son of a bitch. Big old grown ass man child. Go out there in your big ass green outfit and do your dance, nigga. Go do your dance in your big ass outfit, nigga. What's up? You were doing anything to try to get popular, nigga. You was doing anything to try to go viral, bitch, nigga. What kind of NBA player, ex-NBA player, is so out here in the bad that he doing anything to try to go viral on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram and YouTube? What the fuck happened to your career, nigga?
Hey, man, that's all I had. I'm gonna let some more people get on here, man. I just wanted to come and just say that, man.
Thank you, man. Let me go on. Let me see. A few more people. I'm gonna let y'all get on real quick. Y'all be real quick with your points. What's up, Leviathan? You gotta unmute yourself, bro. Leviathan, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, man.
Nah, that's all right. Go ahead. Talk to me, bro.
No, I just got kicked in the penalty box for 2 minutes. So for my first point is we all knew that Kwame was stealing shit because the first time that anybody we ever even saw him was that video that he was talking shit about that meme, which now that we know other shit coming to light, that meme is actually kind of funny right now. But he stole a shit ton of your talking points right from the get-go.
Yes, he did.
All saw it right from... That was the first time probably 98% of the people that are in Soto Nation ever even saw that guy. And it was obvious from the get-go that he was taking shit from you.
When it came to my attention, people said, yo, Kwame Brown out here making videos sounding like you. He got this video. And this nigga said he broke the internet with a video that got 200,000 views. He broke the internet
off of stealing someone else's talking points. That's
yes, he did.
Bottom line shit.
But when he did it, he came onto my show because he said, yo, bro, because that's why you see the text message. I don't have to lie like he did. I never had to lie. He said I was clout chasing him, but he was the one who said he was coming on the show, want to come on the show, and that it was a fucking honor. Now all of a sudden I clout chased him. Nigga, when you got through, you still was having 27 motherfuckers watch you after you broke the internet, you tall sissy.
It's easy to tell because if you pick the date, dates don't lie. Just like
right.
Math doesn't lie. if you look, if you go over, and I was watching his shit right up until the day that all this shit fell out. I'm done. I mean, one thing that I have, I'm loyal. And the minute I see someone fucking over one of my friends, I'm done with you. It's kind of like I've known this person longer. I trust this guy a lot more than the noob. Sorry, I gotta bounce. But if you go in there and you look at all the dates, and I was looking at shit because right when it first started going left, I started looking at all of his older videos, and his views were in the fucking shitter.
Yep.
And then within 48 hours of all this crap going left, yeah, if you go in there now, he's going to have a shit ton of views. But all the fair weather friends are going over there and bumping the views up. But if you look at it right when the shit was going left, his views were low. Super low. So yeah, he took your shit right from the get-go. So I only got 1 minute left in the penalty box. So now let's move on to that other guy. I'm sick of all this Kevin Samuels bullshit. And everybody's like, well, he's doing it better. He's doing it better. He's doing this, doing that. And I'm going to bring it back to movies. I'm a huge horror fan buff. Huge. I probably know more about horror movies than damn near everybody, except maybe for you. But I'm just going to say this way. How many versions of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre are there? There's two. The one that came out in 74 and then the remake later. Was the remake okay? Sure. But it wasn't as good as the original. Evil Dead had an original. Evil Dead also had a remake. The remake was okay, but it's never going to be as good as the original. The Hills Have Eyes had a remake, but it also had the original. The original, to me, is always going to be better than any fucking remake you ever come up with, because a remake it's already been done. And I'll tell you this, the more people...
And you had a blueprint. So even if you remake somebody's song or you remake whatever, you still had a blueprint. It can be better. You can get more views. People can even render it better. But they still gave you the structure.
It won't exist without the original.
Right.
That's what people don't understand. It's like, I'm not going to throw shade on anybody's shine, because it's like, hey, if the guy's got to hustle, I got to respect it. But you always give credit to where that fucking shit came from. And if you don't, you're not only doing a disservice to your version, but you're giving a larger disservice to the fucking original. And there's nothing worse than taking a shit on the original. I got to get back on the ice. The penalty door's open. I'm out. Love you guys.
Love you, my man, Leviathan. He came in with the thunder and rolled on out. I like it when you do that. This person in the background said, I'm hating on Kwame hard. I keep telling them, don't write shit. I'll let you in, and then you can say what the fuck you want. I don't know what's wrong with niggas. They just decide they want to write it anyway. I'm going to go and let my daughter get online, but I got to let my man Bolo. I hadn't talked to him for a while. What up, Bolo?
Bolo, what's going on, Tommy? How's everything going?
You see how this shit going, nigga. I had to fire up the grill, and Memorial Day was a couple days ago, so here I am back. This pussy-ass nigga don't understand. You bigger than me, you surely are, but I'm just going to sit up here and let you keep making a fool out of yourself, because whatever your message you claim to everybody that you had this grandiose message and how people shouldn't be attacking niggas, that's exactly what you're doing now, sir.
Well, I've been watching for a little bit, man, and seeing what's going on. And there's, certain key points I want to get in, then I want to get out, because I know there's other people. Usually the original always have more substance than the remake, usually, most of the time, right? When it comes to certain people that are taking your talking points, the reason why, they don't want to talk to you face to face, because then it's like having a fake Jordan and a real Jordan. When you put them together, now you see the substance, now you see what's real is real, right? So a lot of the times when the other person gives information, it's not to build. And the Lord tells you, when you destroy, be quick to build. When he gives that information to these females, he just leaves them destroyed and then hang up the phone. When you give the information, you give it with sympathy and empathy. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself in that person's predicament, in that situation, so that you can help them to be better versions of themselves, because that's what this is supposed to be about. At the end of the phone call, having advice and being a better version of themselves. The other guy, that's taking your talking points or using you. The scripture says, better is a poor man who walks in his integrity than a rich man who is crooked in his way. So it's not about those dudes that have the millions and millions of followers, because they're always going to have the millions and millions of followers. And let me retort that statement. It's going to dissipate because they're a fad. You know what I'm saying? You've always been stable and even keeled. So regardless of whether you have the 10 million followers or whatever, the followers that you have are supportive. The followers that you have are loyal. And I think that's the most important thing. And always remember, these people that come against you, man, they're not trying to hear you. Like that guy
Yep.
that you had, I think, 2 callers before, they're not trying to hear you. And this is something that you say a lot. And I think we all should, hear it, which is 1 Corinthians 12:12. There is one body, but it has many parts. But all its many parts make up one body. So when you're saying there shouldn't be one God, there should be many gods, just in case if something happens to one person, the movement isn't tied to that one person. Even in the army, every private knows at least 2 steps ahead of them and 2 steps below. So just in case if they're in the field, something happens, they can stand up and do what they need to do to continue with the mission. There's just a few more things I wanted to say to you that, that I hope brings you solace. That again, you're not of this world, brother. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. You know that, right? If you belong to this world, it would love you as its own. The world it's always going to hate you. You do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. This is why the world hates you. So when you're trying to talk to people that fundamentally hate you, not because of who you are, not because of how you look, they hate you spiritually because of what you're saying and who you're trying to represent. That's why they hate you. So you're dealing with that guy 3 goes, he's a simple demon. He yells. And that's a simple demon. You got to let those go. When you see him, let them go. Don't
think about it. Did God command his people that if they won't listen to your word, you stand there and force them to? You yell at them? You scream at them?
No.
He told you you just go on. So why didn't he understand that that's what I was trying to do to him, and he couldn't leave? And like you said, that is literally a simple demon.
Simple demon. Their job is to disrupt. Their job is to get you hype. Their job. See, my dad had diabetes, and every time he would go into diabetic shock, we would tell him, "Yo, Duke, you better understand that although you come back, you still do damage to your body. You always do damage." These dudes are not here to gain information. They're not here to hear your words. Because if they were about hearing your words, they would attack your words. They wouldn't attack you. And that's the point. So when you're getting pissed off and you're trying to talk to them, I understand you got to say what you have to say. Don't try to reason with them, though. Don't try to reason. You can't show a blind man the most beautiful sunset you've ever seen. It makes no sense. You're fighting uphill with 10-ton boulders on your back. It doesn't make any sense. And what do you gain from it? Every point you proved that he dodged. What did he prove at the end of the conversation? He didn't say, well, you know what, man, you got a point. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. He yelled out. That was his reasoning. His reasoning was to come in there and say whatever he wanted. He just wanted to try and get you pissed off, like when those people be laughing when you getting pissed off and you're blowing a gasket. That's what they want. Because once something happens to you, you know what they're going to say? That spirit is going to move on to the next. That's true. That spirit has it doesn't want a relationship with you. It doesn't want to hear the truth.
It just wants death.
It doesn't.
And destruction.
That's all. That's it. That's it. That's all it wants is death and destruction. You know what I'm saying? So when these spirits attaches itself to you, and again, you have to vet the people that are around you a lot better because this dude used you and then moved on. And I heard you say a couple of streams ago that this is what happens. Even when you was talking to the young man, the older guy, I believe on Monday, you were getting pissed off and it brought tears to your eyes. You got to vet the people better. If they don't have the same trajectory and the same intentions, and the most important, the same logic, truth, integrity, Christ, Duke, leave them people alone.
I just felt so bad for him because I was like, I know what he went through in the league. I wouldn't know how it feels to fail that hard. So when he reached out to me and said I gave him a new outlook on life and a voice, that to me meant something to me. I was like, you have somebody that's been to the top of the mountain, got knocked off, and became encouraged by just your words.
Right.
That meant something to me. So I never tried to ride his coattails or anything. Notice that first message he sent me was February the 3rd, 2020. You didn't hear me make constant reference to him or anything like that or try to do anything. When he was there, I would shout him out. He would make sure he would say something in the comment section or whatever. But whatever I was teaching him and helping him, I didn't come to the internet to tell people that. But when you shit on me and tell people you don't know me, that's like, then when you try to make it to where it seemed like what I'm saying to you, I'm some kind of gay man because I'm bothered by what you're doing when I know what I poured into you.
Well, let me say this to you, to add this to you. And this is something that, meditate on it. The best vengeance is living a good life, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the Most High tells you that vengeance is mine, because the only torment that you can give a man is his flesh. I can torment his spirit and flesh, and he can get vengeance way better than you. When these people mess with the Lord's chosen, your words don't go out void. They hit who they're supposed to hit. So regardless of whether you have 100,000 people in your chat, the one thing that you've always had is a consistent keel loyalty in Soto Nation. And that's always kept you and always propelled you, right? So when these guys, gals, whoever, do what they do, what we need to understand is that the vengeance the Lord puts on them is way much worse than what you can do. So no one is saying to you not to defend yourself. You have to defend yourself. You have to go out there and say where it came from so that you stay relevant. That's 100%. However, understand that when you destroy him the way you're destroying them, you're taking the hands of the Father out of it because you handled it yourself. You did your own vengeance. You dig what I'm saying? You handled it. That's why the Lord says, be cool. I got you. The vengeance that you're going to give is going to be nothing compared to what I do.
You know what's?
Nothing.
You know what's? I just thought of something.
Talk to me.
Caesar. When I took Latin, I remember my teacher, Mr. Coleman, at Central Gwinnett. Y'all can look it up. I'm not making him up, and you can call him and ask him if you know me. If he's still alive, I don't know if the nigga's still alive. He might be dead. But Mr. Coleman was my Latin teacher. And Mr. Coleman was telling me about when he was talking about Julius Caesar. He said, there's this line where people talk about the deepest cut. And the deepest cut was given to him by Brutus. Not because it went deeper than anybody else's cut, because he loved him.
His friend. Right.
And that's why his last words was and you?
Yeah.
Like these other niggas, I could have seen some hate in their eyes.
Right.
But you? And what Mr. Coleman told me was, at that moment was when he gave up the ghost, because he said, if my own friend want me dead, then let me just go. Why do I even want to be around here? And they didn't understand that that's how I felt. Right. Like, if the nigga you gave all this to is willing to want to see you dead too, that's why for like 2 days I just didn't broadcast. That's why I was saying I just need to be by myself. But he said it's why I'm being a fag when I said I don't need anybody around me. Right. I need to be by myself. I can't believe this.
Self-reflection, self-introspection. It goes into that we have to, when something like this happens, one, if someone cuts me that deep, there's no need to apologize, because an apology comes from someone that's going to be in a position to cut me again. You won't be in that position, so I'm good.
And that was my last words to him in the text message. I said, you don't have to worry about me ever asking you. I can't believe this is a thing. So whenever these people get saying, what you want to do? Nothing.
Right. I'm done. Right. Because it shows what type of person he is. Now, there's two ways you can look at this. one way you could look at it the way you did, and then say, you know what, I need to revamp how I vet my people. I need to revamp the way I vet them out and how I, make them jump through more hoops so that they can prove their loyalty because of your past and how many times you've been betrayed and so forth and so on. And secondly, I don't know if you ever watched The Bronx Tale, when Sonny was walking with the young man, and the dude took $10 from him, and he tried to chase him down. He said, yo, chill. He said, but he owes me $10. He said, be glad he only got you for $10. Now he can never come to you. He could have got you for a whole lot more.
That is true.
He could have cut you a whole lot deeper. So looking at the cup half full, you can say, nah, it hurts. No one can change that. It hurts. We're human. We're going to feel, especially when you put your love. And his whole breakdown, from what I'm understanding, was to use you, especially, right? So when he learned the information that you had, and the crazy thing is, I've heard you say, if people want to learn how to do this, hit me up on the back end and I'll show you. You don't got to use me. Just let me know what your intentions are. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I want everyone to eat. If you can eat this way, eat. Let me show you how to eat. So for someone to come with the guise of friendship when they didn't have to, that's the most disrespect. You didn't have to come at me that way. You could have just said to me, yo, dude, can you please help me? And then if I get big or whatever, we'll share the love. That's the problem. The problem is cats don't want to share love. Cats don't believe in that community.
Yeah, reciprocity don't fit in the black community. That's why this.
Of course not. It doesn't. And that's the sad thing. Even within that so-called manosphere, these dudes go at each other, whether you believe it or not. There's a hierarchy set. And if they go against that, then there's a problem. And they all know that they're blowing smoke up each other's ass. That's the problem. They know it isn't true friendship. See, true friendship is deeper. True friendship is, B, no matter what we do, we're going to get your channel popping. We're going to make it happen. These dudes are using each other until they fizzle out. Once they fizzle out, they're on to the next. And they know it because there's no honor among thieves. There is none. Everyone knows that they're a thief. So I'm just going to keep my stuff closest to me. And that's no way to do business. That's no way to do friendships. That's no way to live life. It isn't. It's a very lonely way they're living life. Very lonely, believe it or not. It seems like it's like that dude that's in the club popping it off, throwing money all around. When he goes home, he's by himself. No self-esteem, no nothing. So that's torment in itself. Look at all these people that's coming to the well to draw from. Look at it. They all come to you, they draw from you, and then keep it pushing. They take what little that they can sift and they can hold on to, and then they go. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. And then try to take what you have. Because I listen to him when he speaks to women, and he has a lot of good points. He has a lot of good points. But when it's said, love, truth given without love is a weapon. And that's what he's done. He's weaponized your truth. He's weaponized the truth. Let me take that back. He's weaponized the truth. When you give these advice to these women, and it's cold-hearted. When you give the advice to the men, and it's cold-hearted, understand something. That blood is going to be counted on your hands. Because they humbled themselves to come and hear you. They humbled themselves to get online. They humbled themselves to hear your opinion of them. And your opinion of them was to tear them down, right? Because there's always destruction before there's peace, right? Mm-hmm. So you tear them down. You have to rip that self-gratification of how they look at themselves, which is wrong. You have to do that. And I get that part. The part is, you never tell them how to gain that self-gratification back. You never put in the love that you took away.
They said that I was going to, they know I'm a punk and I was going to take down my video talking about Kwame Brown on my Instagram.
Wow.
This post goes against our community guidelines. We remove your post because it goes against our community guidelines on harassing and bullying. We have guidelines because we want our community to feel respected and safe. harassment, or bullying.
Let me read this to you again, brother, and understand. Let me read this to you again, because this right here just fortifies what I just said. It says here, right? Hold on, let me find it. That you are not of this world. If you belong to this world, it would love you as its own. These people attack, they degrade, they threaten people, and none of their things are taken down. You're operating on different terms. You're not of this world, so the rules that are applicable to them are not applicable to you. We're held to a different standard. They can do something. If you do the same thing, they look at you and go, but you're supposed to be different.
Yep.
You're supposed to be the man of truth. And you know what the sad thing is? They're right. They're right. We're supposed to be men and women of truth. So we're supposed to be held to a different standard. We're not supposed to get dirty. You see how in the movies, the bad guys are always throwing dirt in the dude's eyes and all that, and the good guy gotta fight straight? We're supposed to, because you know why? Our higher power does our fighting. Our higher power does our fighting. And when we get from under the veil in the protection of our higher power and try to jump into the grounds of how they fight, you know who catches it worse? We do. We catch it worse. Because now they're going to say, yeah, I know I'm a punk. I know there's nothing good in me. I know what I am. But see, you always talk about this. You always talk about integrity. You always talk about logic. You always talk about truth. So what are you doing here? Why are you in this room if you're not talking about that? We're held to a different standard, bro. They took they took a video down of mine. Never said don't get a vaccine. Never said nothing. All we ever say on the channel is just look at what's being put. Just look at the information that's given to you. They took me down for 2 weeks and said that I was against the World Health Organization. But yet you have people threatening people on YouTube. You have people doxing people on YouTube. You have people saying, I'm going to come see you. They never get doxed. They never get taken down. They never. He put
up a post on Instagram just 15 minutes ago because somebody tagged me in it.
Right.
He got a shirt to me and it says, I never met you, bitch. Then he writes underneath,
wow.
I never met you, but talk about you on the internet.
Wow, that's not bullying. That's not bullying. That's not keeping the crowd, that's not keeping the internet safe. Listen, man, I've learned when I first came into Christ, I was so pissed off because the rules and operations that I was running by wasn't what they were running by. And I would get upset. Why is it that these people doing this? And why is it that I get, because you're not of the world. And if you were, the world would love you, right? The world is going to hate you because you're a man of truth and a man that follows Christ. And because the world hated Christ, it's going to hate you, period.
That's why I love how black folks say this. They all claim that they're religious and all that. But they will then turn around and say, well, he has a bigger following than you.
Wow.
He's more impressive than you. So therefore, he must be better than you. And I said, well, if you follow Christ, you do realize that they wanted everybody to have a bigger following than him and everything, to the point of where they killed him just to stop his message. So if you believe that this is what they do when you tell the truth, then you look at me and say, out of all these people, the one person out of all of them that they've made sure they stifle is this dude.
Right.
Why?
That's the point. And the only people that are going to ask that question are people that are seeking truth. People that are seeking lies will not ask that question. And that's the most important. If we take anything from this, the people that ask why are the people that are seeking truth and the people that really want to hear what you have to say, no matter how it's said. Because in this point where we are, there's a person for everyone to get this truth. There's someone for everyone at this point. You just have to have truth embedded in you. And if it's not, the Lord's word don't go out vain, doesn't go out void. Your words go out to the people that are going to hear the truth, hear the information, and take it. When you're trying to take what you have, when you're trying to take gold, you know, explain.